Greetings, friends. I hope you're well. Sending you lots of love. What's been coming up in a few phone calls recently is around mission and purpose. How do I find out why I'm here? The great existential question. Why am I here? Why are we here? And what do I do? What am I supposed to do with my life? What am I supposed to do while I'm here? I've had several phone calls with people around this, and that certainly has been a long-term project for me in my life. And I think it's certainly a long-term project for all of us, truly, is to find out in this moment and then the next, why are we here and what should we be doing? Well, I'll give you a couple of things on how to find that. And whether you are masculine or feminine or whatever gender you are, I think these tools and these concepts work regardless. They work for all humans, I believe. So the first premise is that I believe we all have gifts. We all are in this world to bring something forward. You, yes, you, and you, over there in the back, you all have gifts to bring, regardless of what you think about yourself, regardless of what stories you tell yourself of who you are and why you're here and all of that. I would say you have a gift, but in my experience, you have gifts. You have many gifts to bring. So regardless of when you feel sad or scared or unsure, unsteady, depressed, at core, I believe the story I tell myself and the story that I've seen repeated over and over is that you have a gift to bring. And part of your job, part of my job, is to discover what is that gift and then to bring it forward. So how do I find that gift in such a complicated, challenging, at sometimes feeling oppressive, heavy world and heavy time that we're in? A lot of people are dealing with depression, suicidal ideation, sense of hopelessness. How can I find what I'm supposed to be and how I'm supposed to be when I have all of these things pushing down on me? And so I'll share with you some of the things that have worked for me. I come from a background of a lot of depression, suicidal ideations. There were decades when I did not want to be on the planet. I could not find a reason to keep going. So I have some personal experience with this in my life. Humans were built for a load. What do I mean when I say that? I mean, we're built to push things, to pick things up, to carry things. Whether it be babies or food, whether it be rocks for building a shelter, whether it be helping carry the weight of sadness and loneliness, carrying our weight in the community, being a proper participant in the healthy function of our family, our community, our church, our synagogue, our temple. Well, picking up a load means, the way I tie it together, means taking on responsibility. So the first tool to getting out of a funk, to finding your place, finding your way in the world, is to take responsibility. What do I mean by that? And I mean take and or accept responsibility. Somebody out there has got it worse than you. I know at times it doesn't feel like that. At times it feels like your world is way more fucked up than anybody else's is. But I can assure you, 100%, that somebody out there's got it worse than you, which means that you could actually help someone. So take responsibility. What do I mean by take responsibility? Do something for someone else. This could be simple. Sooner or later, you're going to have to go to the grocery store. And you will go through a checkout line. And I don't mean going through the self-checkout line. Don't do that. Go to a checkout line. And that person's going to have a name tag. Today we'll say it's Susie. And when it's your turn, you say, "Hey, Susie, how are you?" And you look her in the eyes and you mean it when you ask that question. "Susie, how are you? Looks like you're working hard today." And you strike up a conversation. You take a moment to be 100% present with that person. When I do that, that takes me out of my world and puts me in somebody else's world. So I take a moment to engage. You can help somebody with their shopping cart. You can call a friend you haven't talked to in a long time. You can write an email that you've been avoiding writing. You can send a text to someone. And you could send a text that says to somebody, one of your friends, that says, "Hey, I need some help. I'm struggling." Masculine people love to come to the rescue. Narcissists like that too. But masculine people really, really like to come to the rescue. So when we hear of a quote unquote damsel in distress, whether it's a damsel or not, when there's somebody hurting, we love to show up and help. Often when we're down, we think we're a burden on others, so we don't want to put our troubles on somebody else. But how are you when somebody calls you or writes to you and says, "Hey, I'm really struggling"? Do you just go, "Hey, screw that person. I don't want to talk to that person. I'm tired of talking to that person"? Or do you go, "Yeah, talk to me. Tell me what's going on. How can I help you?" So that's one way to take responsibility, is to reach out and engage with another human being. Pet your cats, take your dog for a walk, go down and volunteer at the pet shelter, because then you're going to be dealing with animals and you're going to be dealing with people. And that's going to get you engaged and out of your head. What does this have to do with mission, Vince? What does this have to do with purpose? When I'm engaging in the service of others, and I do this consistently over time, things come out and through me that I didn't know were there. I source and resource things within myself that I had no idea existed. And when I'm in service to other, doors open, new realities appear, and I begin to feel good about myself. And when I'm feeling good about myself, and when I am in service to others, it's pretty damn difficult for me to feel sorry and depressed about myself. Because I'm not involved in my myopic little world. I'm now involved in helping others in their world. That gives me a sense of purpose. That gives me a mission. Specifically for the masculine needs a sense of purpose and a sense of mission, a sense of meaning, for sure. And I know the feminine needs that too, but my experience mostly is with the masculine. So show up for others and take responsibility. Volunteer at your church, if you go to church, or a synagogue or a temple, or lead a meditation circle or a yoga circle on Sundays at 2:00. Start to show up and look for things to do. People need help. The old person down the street needs their lawn mowed. The little old lady who's 3 doors down probably would like some fresh flowers. The preschool down on the corner could use some volunteers and maybe some materials, some art making materials that you could provide. Each one of these acts of service puts us in alignment with our soul's purpose. And when we start to get more in alignment with our soul's purpose, it starts to bubble up and start to manifest itself through our experience. And then all of a sudden, we see and act and behave as if, oh my God, I'm doing something that makes other people feel good, that makes other places feel good, and it makes me feel good. And you might not know the entire end game. Very few of us ever do. In fact, I don't know that anybody actually does. But you will enjoy the ride a lot better. Your sense of mission and your sense of purpose will start to unfold by accepting responsibility. Take responsibility in your family. Take responsibility for your children. Take responsibility for your elders. Take responsibility for your community. Do something in service to them. And your mission and your purpose will start to arise. I love you. Take good care. Bye.